to that particular problem or opportunity we are dealing with. Next, we have to design the visuals so that we could convey a complete message through what we are representing. Next, we discussed about enhancing audience, because whenever we depict a story or whenever we have to represent a data, we need to look after that our audience also feels engaged, because unless and until our audience is not engaged, the audience is not showing its interest in the the data set or the data which we are presenting, we can lose a lot of if we look into the sales data, we can lose a lot of customers for our organization. So these tools also allows the users to filter, drill down and personalize their exploration, fostering a deeper connection into the insights. The role of storyboarding in the data visualization. So storyboards basically serve as an invaluable tool in the planning phase of any data project that we have. They basically ensure logical progression. Logical progression is the insights that are revealed in a sequence that builds up the understanding. Next, clarity and focus. So each panel that is being represented needs to focus on one key insight. And next up, we have alignment of visuals and messages. So graphics complement the story rather than making the audience getting distracted from it. Next, we crafted various dashboards based on the sales data that we were given. So talking about data modeling, we discussed about the star schema design, because at the heart of dashboard design is the star schema, which is a method of organizing data into various tables and simplifying it. First one was the fact table. Fact tables consist of the quantitative measures, which were the sales figure that we were given in the data set. Next up, we have the dimension tables. So the dimension tables offer the descriptive context to the whatever quantitative metrics we had earlier. So this this structure actually simplifies the data retrieval and also enhances the performances, especially for tools like Power BI that we were using, and we had a complete hands-on experience for that. So after that, we were given a practical case study of sales in which we had to explore various questions, just like maximum and minimum weekly sales, which stores have the highest growth rates from the year 2010 to 2012, and what was the impact of holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving on sales. So these exercises that we performed, that we were given, not only taught us about the technical skills but also made us think critically, have a critical analysis. Next up, we talked about interactivity and personalization. So by incorporating various filters and dynamic visualizations, the dashboards allows the users to explore data based on their unique needs, and the successful visual storytelling process also hinges on an understanding of how humans perceive the visuals. So the design process also accounted for various things. The first one was the order and the hierarchy. So we need to actually present the information that we have in a complete hierarchical form, so that it is eye-catching and very simplified for the audience, so that they can build up a complete analysis in their minds that what was happening and what will be happening in the future. So, and also the storyboard we are presenting, the data visualization we are doing should be clear enough to show the viewers that what it is all about. Next up, we need to foster various relationships that what was happening, how it was happening, and what will be happening in the near future, and the elements that we were given in the data set needs to be in a relationship with each other so that the data is comparable. Next up, we talked about the conventions, which was following the established norms. For example, like using red signal for danger, blue for calmness, and the real world application of dashboard insights is that dashboards are basically created during the program answer practical questions such as the trend analysis, because when we have to show trend analysis we usually show it by line charts, because that makes it easily readable and comparable for the audience to look after it. Also we need to look at the growth comparisons because with time everything changes, the trends, the tasting preferences of the consumers also change. So we need to have a complete comparison over the time that what sales we had in a particular year and how the trend is changing in the coming future. Also we looked on to how holidays are impacting the sales of these special events that the consumers that depicts the consumer behaviors. So yeah, this was all about day 6. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any questions?
A very elaborative way of presenting the report. Thank you so much. It was good. Any questions or any addition? Already so much. Like she covered everything. So that's how you should present. Okay. Good. Thank you. So now day 7. I have also received day 1 and day 2 from online participants. So Jatin has also prepared that. I think you will present on behalf of everyone.
So on the 7th day of the workshop, the participant explored how to bridge the gap between the technical analytics and storytelling to empower and to basically turn the meaningful data from the insights. We have visuals, but if we do not have the capability to present it through a story, there is no use of that. So the session began by emphasizing the importance of audience-centric presentations, representing how to tailor the messages according to the stakeholders, such as executives want the fact-based information, which product is performing better, which is which market sector we are performing weak, comparison among the products. The technical teams want the data to be accurate and basically the technical aspects of that particular thing. The partners, the suppliers, that particular parties require the data, that how the data can basically it can mutually benefit the parties. So we need to present the data as per the needs of the audience. So we learned how to balance and provide the specific deals and details with delivering the broader insights, ensuring presentations both relevant and engaging. Further, the key focus of the session was storytelling in analytics, which was presented through a data story arc. Sir gave the example of a movie which starts with a incident, setting a plot through an inciting incident, which further reaches a climax and followed by a falling action. So, sir explained it through the various indicators such as underdog, redemption, threats, victory. I'll just give a brief explanation of those. Underdog basically explains overcoming a challenge or disadvantage for achieving a success despite the odds. For example, a small coffee shop is facing a competition, but by offering a personalized services, they are attracting the loyal customers. So they can present it through a story, through the visuals. Then the redemption, which basically focus on recovering from a failure. For example, a software company launches a product but which has multiple bugs. So the company fixes the bugs and maybe offer free upgrades to the customers. Then the threats, which basically means a significant risk or challenge that could negatively impact the business. If for example declining revenue or declining foot traffic for a company. Victory basically means this arc represents a positive achievement or a success for a business. For example, a startup develops starting sustainable packaging opportunities. So they can highlight it through a storytelling basically to emphasize or to have an impact on the audience. Tragedy basically, it illustrates a negative outcome or failure of a company. If a company or restaurant neglecting the food security protocols, so that is a falling action action for that particular thing. So we have learned to balance or basically using these storytelling arcs to provide insights in a more relatable and more impactful ways. Further, participants engaged with the hands-on dashboard activity. We provided a sales data set to analyze the store and product performance across time and holidays. The task included identifying the maximum and minimum sales, comparing the growth rates among the different regions, then analyzing the sales during the peak periods. We use the data schema model, as we have already discussed in the day 6, where we have a central fact table through which we connect the dimension tables. We have also done in the case study. Yesterday we performed that. Basically the relational tables we made through a foreign key or the primary key. Then the session also covered the techniques for creating compelling narratives and visuals. Participants were gained to define a core message through a usual visual such as charts or infographics to create, basically to simplify the complex data. Further, the advanced Power BI features such as decomposition trees and key influencer were also demonstrated by the sir, which show how to derive the deeper insights on the data. We also learned to frame findings in the terms of potential actions. Now we have presented the data through a storytelling also. Now how we can take a potential action or what recommendations we can give on the basis of that data, such as optimizing the staffing during the peak hours, adjusting inventory levels based on the product trends. This focus on outcomes ensures the data analysis directly supports the business goals. In short, by combining the hands-on exercises and technical insights, we gained proficiency in data preparation, visualization, and further the narrative techniques and analyzing the meaningful insights from the data. So that's all for the day 7.
Thank you, Kanika. Very well elaborated. Anybody wants to add something? No? Okay, so day 8? Kanika, again you had 4 members in your team? Yes. Okay.
Good morning everyone. My team members are Divyang Goel, Kiran Sharma and Shivika Kaushik, and today I am going to present the Pooja Singh. My name is Pooja Singh. Today I am going to present the day 8 ethical consideration in data storytelling. So it is basically the ethical concerns which are indulged in the data analysis. So agenda of the particular topic was ethical dimensions, understanding the ethical decision making models, discussing the ethical misconducts, what are the unethical issues and what are the ethical responsibilities, data accuracy, fairness and communicating uncertainties and limitations. So as yesterday Sanjeev sir also stated that what is ethics. So ethics is the principal standards which we have to make. So it refers to the principle of rights and wrong that individual use to make choices that guide users' behavior. So basically we have to make it that whatever we are dealing with in our data analysis, in our research, what should be the right perspective and what should be the wrong perspective for data analysis. It should be kept in the mind while doing the data analysis. So the ethical practices that while we collecting the data and analysis, so ethical practices could be a company obtain customer data through voluntary participation. It's like whenever we are collecting the data, so we have to tell the participants that what are the purpose of the data, why we are collecting the data, and there should be a confidentiality and privacy of the data which we are collecting from the individuals. Next one is evaluating moral decisions. Now what are the moral decisions we are taking here for data analysis? The first one was utilitarian approach. Utilitarian approach suggests that there should be a maximum overall benefit and minimum harm for the greater number of people. Ethical behavior in data analysis ensure that insights or decision benefit the majority of stakeholders. So whatever we are whatever we are dealing, or whatever we are taking the analysis from the data, it should be benefit the majority of people without harming them. Then next approach was right approach. Right approach is we should have to protect the fundamental rights of the individual from where we are collecting the data, the privacy and the freedom of the individual. Next one is fairness approach. It means that we should treat every individual from where we are collecting the data, that equality, and avoiding the discrimination and biasness. There should not be a biasness when we are collecting data from the different number of people for the data analysis decision making. Then fourth one is common goods approach. Common goods approach actions that it contributes to the well-being of entire community, emphasizing shared resources and societal benefits. It is basically provides the overall benefit to the society. Whatever decisions we are taking from the data analysis, it should benefit the overall society. For example, a city analysis traffic data to improve road safety. Road safety analysis, so what could be the ethical and what could be the unethical terms in it. So when we are using the data to improve the road safety, is ethical if it enhances the community well-being, protect the privacy and foster the trust and inclusivity. And it is unethical if it violates the privacy, neglects the equitable benefits, or prioritize the commercial interest over the public safety. Now next one is PIPEDA and GDPR. These are the regulations and the monitoring authorities which regulates that whatever the actions, whatever the data are collected, it should be managed and used properly with ethical considerations. It includes various principles. First one was accountability. There should be accountability. Whoever so using that data, he should be responsible for managing the data. Next one is identifying purpose. There should be a purpose for collecting the data and using the data for particular purpose. Next principle was consent. Whenever we are collecting the data or using the data for any individual, from any individual, we should have an informed consent, that everybody, that the person knows that he should be giving data for what purpose, and he should know, he should aware about the data information. Then limiting collections. Too many data should not be taken, should not be collected, because it creates the complexity when we are doing the data analysis. Limiting use, disclosure and retention. Personal information must only be used or disclosed for the purpose which is to be collected. Then next one is accuracy. Personal information must be accurate. The information we are collecting should be accurate, because only that it would give the appropriate data analysis decision makings. Next one is safeguard. The data we are collecting, it should also be safeguard. The personal information must be protected by using the appropriate security measures against unauthorized access, disclosure, copying, use and modification. Next one is openness. There should be a openness, that organization must make their policies and practices regarding personal data management readily available to individual, that everyone could access that data. Then individual access. If a person wants to access his own data, he can also challenge, or he can also connect to the organization to obtain his own data if he needed. Challenge compliances. Individual must be able to challenge an organization compliance if an individual feels that his data is not using properly, or it is feel that it is not up to that purpose, so he can complain, or he can go to the authorities for the corrective actions. Now next one is ethics versus legal. So ethics and legal. So ethics is a moral duty which we are performing for our own purpose, for our own, and legal refers to the in which regulatory act or regulation or law included for maintaining the management or maintaining the database accuracy. So next one is data governance. Data governance is the framework of policies, standards, roles and responsibilities that organizations use to manage their data effectively and responsibly. It ensures that data is accurate, secure, accessible and used in compliance with legal, ethical and business requirements. So data governance basically used by the organization to manage their data and make the effective use of the data for decision making. Data governance includes data policies, standards, quality management, privacy, life cycle management, asset sharing, compliance monitoring and continuous improvement. Now next was day 9, that is research ethics. Yesterday the Sanjeev sir stated research ethics. So research ethics basically the set of principles which guide us how to do our work, how to perform a particular task in ethical way. The principles of research ethics could be autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, veracity, accountability, integrity and respect for privacy and confidentiality. So these are the some ethical principles which should be followed in research. Next, unethical practices research. So unethical practices, can anyone tell me? Yesterday Sanjeev sir told us. Hanji. So these are fabrication, falsification, salami slicing and multiple submission. Now the application of ethical principles, then where these principles can be applicable, these principles can be applicable at medical ethics where we are dealing with the patients and their care. Ethical principles are also applicable in business ethics where we are dealing with the corporate practices, and it is also applicable in research ethics where we are making the studies in human behavior or some environmental or societal aspects. Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much. So what about day 1 and 2? Day 9? Day 9 you did. So 1 and 2. 10 the total. Right. You can. No, you can. You can.
In the first 2 days.
You can. You can.
So, hi, good morning. I would be presenting in front of you the first 2 days of our course, and my name is Jatin, and I will be representing the whole online community that was with us in the course to summarize what we studied in day 1 and day 2. So I would like this to be more of an engaging part because these were the first 2 days of the foundation of the course. So I would request everyone, yes, we all have our presentations today, but let's just pay some attention here, and there's a lot of content. I need your help. So first of all, if someone can tell me the whole name of the course without reading it. Is there? Yeah, thank you so much. So it's applied analytical and storytelling techniques for data driven decision making. Even I have to see it and tell you. So it's a long name. So I would first of all like to thank Dr. Parminder Singh to tell us so much about data that we didn't know. And the agenda that we'll go through is, first of all, we'll go through the background, we'll go through the introduction and basic concepts, and then we'll go through the foundation of data analytics and data pre-processing. So considering the background, in today's world data is everywhere, and what it does is that it helps businesses and individuals make decisions. So just data is not enough, and you need to understand it and explain it in a way that others can act on it. So the course that we had in the last 10 days, applied analytical and storytelling techniques for data driven decision making, focused on teaching us how to do this effectively. So over the past week, all of us delved up into the nuances of analytical techniques, learning to process and interpret data with precision. And beyond analysis, the course emphasized the power of storytelling. And it's a skill that transforms data into narratives capable of inspiring decisions and fostering organizational alignment. So let's go through the details of the course. First of all, we started with business intelligence. So business intelligence refers to the process of collecting, integrating, analyzing and presenting business data to support better decision making. It provides organizations with actionable insights by transforming raw data into meaningful and useful information. So in the first lecture itself, we were taught about how data becomes information, then that information becomes knowledge, and how that knowledge becomes wisdom. So it was all mainly about that. So BI is crucial for our organization as it helps in identifying trends and patterns, monitoring key performance indicators, enhancing operational efficiency, and supporting strategic planning and decision making. So the key components of BI will be data collection, integration, analysis, visualization, and decision empowerment. So I think it's very self-explanatory. If someone wants to add, they can add here. Someone wants to add? No? ठीक है. So the major tools that we covered during the course were Microsoft Excel and Power BI. So next I will be moving to data. So can someone tell me what is data? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's right. So can you tell me different types of data? I need your help. Let's engage. Yeah. All right. So I would go with structured and unstructured data first, since we read about qualitative and quantitative in the second day. So there's structured data. This type of data is highly organized and easy to analyze. It is usually stored in tables or spreadsheets like Excel, where each data point fits into a predefined category or a field, making it easy to query and process. So examples would be sales records or customer contact details. Unstructured data, on the other hand, is not organized in a specific format, making it more challenging to analyze, and it includes text heavy data like emails, social media posts, audio, images and videos. Then we also have semi-structured data. This type of data has some level of organization but doesn't fit neatly into tables or rows, and it can be analyzed with specialized tools and techniques, often using tags or metadata to give context to the data. So the role of data in decision making: it's first of all to make informed decisions, second trend in identification, optimizing operations and risk management. So can someone tell me what is data analysis? That's all we did in the last few days. कर यार participate भाई.
Making insights out of data.
Okay. Insights तो हम पहले एक बार डेटा को ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे ना, फिर insights निकालेंगे. Yeah. Right. So data analysis involves this whole process, uh, examining and organizing data to uncover patterns, trends, and insights that help in decision making. So during the course we explored how to use different types of analysis to make sense of raw data and turn it into actionable information. So the different types of data analysis were descriptive analysis, which focused on understanding past data by summarizing what has happened. So, for example, it uses measures like averages, totals, percentages to provide a clear picture of the past trends. And example models will be mean, median, mode, standard deviation, trend analysis. We did all that. So, second will be diagnostic analysis. It digs deeper into the data to understand the reasons behind past trends or outcomes, and it helps answer the question, why did this happen, by identifying patterns, correlations, and root causes. So example models for this will be regression and correlation analysis. Third will be predictive analysis, which will include the linear regression and time series forecasting. And in this method we use statistical models and algorithms to predict future outcomes based on historical data, and it is helpful for forecasting sales, customer behavior, or market trends. And the fourth and final one will be prescriptive analysis. It goes a step further by recommending actions based on the data insights, and it combines predictive analysis with optimization techniques to suggest the best course of action. And the example models will be optimization models and simulation models. So there was an example that we took with predictive modeling, which was fishbone diagrams, right? So can someone tell me what are fishbone diagrams? Cause and effect diagrams. I think there was a fish on this screen only. Okay, all right. So some applications of business analytic models are sales and marketing. We can use predictive customer purchasing behavior to tailor marketing campaigns, optimizing pricing strategies through demand forecasting models. For supply chain management, it can be to forecast inventory demand to minimize stockouts or overstocking. Use optimization models to reduce transportation and logistic costs. Then human resources, predict employee turnover and optimize recruitment strategies, and use diagnostic models to assess employee performance and training needs. So the steps in problem solving with analytics are, first of all, we define the problem, then we collect relevant data for the problem, then we clean the data and prepare it, then we do the data analysis with the we can go with any type of analysis. Then we have we generate solutions and recommendations, and then the most important will be to implement the solution. So and we can keep monitoring and evaluating the results and reassessing. So next will be okay, so we read about crisp DM. Can someone tell me what the full form of crisp DM was? The crisp, CRISP. Cross industry standard process for data mining, and it is a widely used methodology for data mining analytics, providing a structured approach to solve business problems using data, and it is designed to be applicable across various industries and types of data mining tasks. So there are 6 phases of crisp DM. First is business understanding, then is data understanding, data preparation, modeling, and evaluation, and deployment. So some advantages are it is very flexible and adaptable, it has a very clear structure, and it has an iterative approach. We also read about Informs JTA. So it's joint task analysis, and it is given by Institute of Operations Research and the Management Sciences, and it refers to a structured framework used for analyzing joint tasks, focusing on decision making processes, task allocation and collaboration in multi-agent environments. So JTA is often used in operations research to evaluate how tasks are divided among multiple entities, whether it's individuals, teams or organizations, and how they can work together more efficiently. So it basically involves task distribution, collaboration mechanisms and decision making processes. It has a sort of similar components like task identification, task decomposition, coordination and collaboration, decision making and optimization. So next we went through the difference between data driven approach and problem driven approach. So data driven approach is best for situations where there is a wealth of available data and the focus is on uncovering patterns, predicting outcomes or identifying insights that were not obvious at first. It's ideal for tasks such as market trend analysis, predictive maintenance or customer behavior modeling. And problem driven approach is best for situations where a specific challenge or goal is already identified. So the focus here is on applying data to find solutions to a clearly defined issue. This approach is ideal for targeted business improvements, problem solving in operations, or evaluating the effectiveness of a specific industry. Next, we went through the basics of storytelling. Storytelling is the art of conveying a narrative that resonates with an audience, often through compelling plot, characters, and emotion. While storytelling is commonly associated with entertainment, it plays a vital role in business and analytics as well. So the key aspects of storytelling are turning data into a narrative, contextualizing data, engaging your audience, simplifying complex data, and driving action. So the structure of a data driven story will look somewhat like, we will first be setting the stage with the introduction and with introducing the business challenge or question that data is trying to answer. We provide background context to help the audience understand why the data matters. Then comes the conflict, which is identifying the problem. So present the problem or challenge that needs to be addressed and show how the data reveals insights about this challenge. Then comes the resolution, where we analyze the data and give solutions. So we use data insights to explain how the problem can be resolved or what actions can be taken. And we offer recommendations or solutions based on the data analysis. Then comes actionable insights. So we summarize the key findings and we discuss the implications for the business and outline the further steps. Then comes the day 2. We will start with foundation of data analysis and data pre-processing. Can someone tell me what is an object and an attribute? So we know that data is raw and unprocessed information. Objects are entities that data refers to, and attributes are specific characters that describe those objects. So a simple distinction between attribute and attribute value will be, same attributes can be mapped to different attribute values. For example, measured in feet or meters. Attributes can be mapped to the same set of values. So for example, attribute values for ID and age are integers. Then comes the key characteristics of data. First is dimensionality. which refers to the number of features available, features, variables or attributes present in a data set. It represents the complexity or the number of different aspects that can be analyzed in the data.